Pretty significant weather event here in the city of Huntsville, and preliminary reports, we've got it at about a 5-mile radius, 5-6 mile radius here in this part of the city. Some pretty significant damage to some homes.
A significant weather event it was. Good evening. Thanks for joining us tonight. The city of Huntsville is cleaning up after a quick but powerful storm blew through this afternoon.
It brought with it winds as strong as 58 miles per hour. Those gusts knocked down many trees and power lines. Tonight, about 4,200 people are without power, and officials don't expect the lights to be back on until tomorrow.
So as soon as those damage reports started coming in, Donnie Tuggle took off to Huntsville. He's in the studio tonight. So Donnie, what all did you see out there in Huntsville today?
Yeah, Rusty, Katie, eyewitnesses described the damage as tornado-like, but at this time it appears it may have only been strong winds. Survey crews from the National Weather Service will assess the situation Wednesday morning for a clearer understanding of what happened.
A lot of property destruction, a lot of trees down, power outage, a lot of down power lines, trees on houses, cross roads.
Tuesday's storms left its mark on Huntsville, causing extensive damage that could take weeks to clean up. City officials saying tonight that over 20 homes and businesses were affected, with power outages leaving more than 4,000 customers in the dark at one point. Tuesday's quick storms also had its impact on travel, leaving residents scrambling trying to find their way home.
There was a lot of destruction, especially when you can't really get to the house. I had telephone communication with the family, so I knew everybody was okay.
And now the cleanup process begins. Huntsville Fire Chief Greg Mathis says while things look bad, they could have been worse.
Just right here in this area, our survey showed about 15 homes with minor to moderate damage.
For what's being described as a fast-moving storm, officials are applauding the fast-moving efforts of first responders and power crews.
That first 5 minutes of this event's worth about the next 5 hours, so getting a handle on things pretty quick is very important, and our crews on site did an excellent job at that.
For residents that are now faced with cleaning up the damage, they say Tuesday is a day they'll never forget.
Coming through the neighborhood though and seeing all your neighbors and friends with a lot of damage and stuff, you kind of wonder if everybody's okay.
At last check, only 2 people were injured. Officials say they expect power to be restored to most residents by Wednesday night. In studio, Donnie Tuggle, News 3.
All right, Donnie, thank you. And as after passing through Huntsville, that storm then went south to Montgomery County. That is where 2 people were killed after a home under construction collapsed. It happened in Conroe. The victims were construction workers. There were 7 other people who were taken to the hospital.
And while that storm is in Walker County, it went from just a generic thunderstorm to a severe storm in a matter of minutes, as it basically collapsed right over the city of Huntsville. Between about 2:45 and 3 o'clock is when those strong winds pushed right through the Highway 30, Highway 75, and I-45 portion of Huntsville. One storm collapsed, another one took shape on the west side of the highway and then moved into Montgomery County that produced that tornado near Lake Conroe. So what happened? Well, again, we're getting a storm survey from the National Weather Service tomorrow to fully understand this, but that thunderstorm quickly collapsed, and as it did so, it basically just dropped all of the wind that it had inside of the storm straight down to the ground, which is why, at least for now, we expect this to be a straight line wind event. But again, we'll get more information from the Weather Service tomorrow. More rain and thunderstorms are expected as early as 4 o'clock in the morning, 5 to 7 a.m. A few strong storms with gusty winds may impact that morning drive. I've got what that looks like on radar for tomorrow in just a few minutes.
Michelle, thank you.